Welcome back to our English conversation class here in Englsih, Japan. And once again, I am with Mr. Oyama Tomie, a Japanese businessman here. And we were talking a while ago about the effect of March 11th earthquake here in Japan to the global economy. And at this point in time, I want to know from him, since he is a businessman here in the construction field, how the May 11th earthquake affects his business. Well, Mr. Oyama, welcome back.
Yeah.
So I want to know, as a businessman, how did the March 11th magnitude 9 earthquake here in our place affects your business?
So my business damage
Was greatly affected.
was
Greatly affected
greatly
affected
by
the March 11th
the March 11th
earthquake.
So our business plan. So many using electric.
Mhm.
So,
So you may say our business operation really consumes electric power.
consuming
Really consumes
really
consumes
consumes
electric power.
electric powers.
Since we are in the construction arena.
Wow.
Since
Since
we are
we are
in the construction
in the construction
arena, or you are in the construction business.
business,
So you cannot construct a house or a road without using electricity.
so
So since the earthquake of March 11th greatly affect the supply of electricity here in Japan, brought about by the Fukushima power plant. Yes. So your business is also affected. So how do you combat this scenario? How do you combat? How do you face? How do you solve this problem you have?
Yeah. So my business 売り上げってなんていうんだ、
例えば、
売るお金が
うん
減っていく。
see, my business income,
my business income.
yeah, were sliced by how many percent?
Maybe 50%.
50%.
Yeah.
So you can say my business revenue or my business income was lowered by 50%. So maybe if before the earthquake you were earning 1 million a month, 1 million a month, for example, 1 million wahakuman. Now you only earn 500,000 yen or gojuman. So it was sliced by 50%. So how do you solve this problem? What's your solution? What do you do to have more income in spite of the electrical problem?
よくわかんない。
これ問題であるね、ビジネス。ソリューションはどう？例えば今 50% ダウンでしょ。で、この後はそれ 50% ダウンだから大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫じゃなくてで何やってる？ What do you do to face this problem?
難しい話だな。So another section says or waiting 解決するのを待っているみたいな。そう日本中がこうなんかstop the economic なんていうのかな エコノミックの活動が止まっちゃってるでしょ、
Japan.
in Japan.
So you can say that the economy of Japan is down by this time,
Yeah.
and so your business is also affected.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, because your prospect customers have no enough income to hire your services. Maybe they said, "Oh, we need to construct our house because it was destroyed by the earthquake." Though they would like to avail your services, but they cannot because many have lost their job because factories are closed. So most of your clients are also working in those factories. So since these factories were closed because of the earthquake, they lost their job. And though, so since they lost their job, they have to apply at the Hello Work. And Hello Work can only give them maybe 150 jugomon dake. So it's not enough. Because, for example, before the earthquake, they were earning maybe 400,000 yon juman, maybe. But Hello Work can only give them 150,000 or jugomang for 3 months. So this money cannot be used for the remodeling or reconstruction of their houses. And so you lost prospect customers.
まあ自分の場合はなかったけどね、どういうふうに言ったらいいんですかね。ただlast week I went to go Hello Work.
You went to Hello Work?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, my
Staff.
my staff changing report to Hello Work. でまあwent to go Hello Work. I think looking for parking areas and anywhere full.
So you want to say last week I went to Hello Work office. It is an office here in Japan that are or is which is tasked to support Japanese citizens and Japanese residents who lost their job. Okay. So what you want to say is that you went to Hello Work office last week, and during the time you were looking for parking, you hardly find the parking because there were a lot of cars parked in the office of Hello Work. That means that there are so many unemployed. There are so many who lost their job. So that is the implication there. And so
I surprised.
you were surprised that it's not only your company. It's it's a national problem and even an international problem. Because we only now realize the role of Japan. The role of Japan in the global economy. So this is what I want to say is that this is very timing for Japanese people to see how important their work are to the international economy. You see, a lot of American businessmen in America and businessmen in other countries also claimed that their business went down because they cannot get enough products from Japan. And last time I saw on the news, one businessman, I'm not so sure from what country is that, said that his used car business, I think in America, he's selling used car from Japan.
ああ、はい。
Yeah, really affected because the price immediately went up
ああ、
because there was no there was no enough used car from Japan coming in, and his business also affected. Yeah. So in short, the effect, the impact of the May 11th earthquake in Japan is really great, as it negatively affected the
Yeah.
business world.
My friend saying car sales. So he said when to go to auction,
Yeah, auction, yes.
he cannot
He cannot avail of any products.
cannot buy car.
Yes.
He thinks price. Many
yeah.
cars
Yes.
are expensive.
So maybe you want to say that one of my friends attended an auction, a car auction,
attended the car auction.
but to his surprise,
To his surprise,
price really went up.
Price really
Went up.
Yeah.
More than 50%
More than 50%.
of the previous prices before the earthquake.
Yeah.
Yes. And not only that, even though, for example, they got enough cars, but since the price went high, they have also to sell that at a high price. They bought that in a higher price.
Yeah.
So they have to sell that also in higher price.
Right.
So the consumers, the buyers cannot afford to buy their cars. So it will affect their sales. 高いだからね。
そうだから売れない。
Yes.
で新車は、car company cannot make a car.
A car company cannot produce
produce
cars
enough now.
as expected. Car companies in Japan cannot produce cars as expected. Expected. For example, they were expected to have 1,000 cars per day, but after the earthquake, they only produced maybe 100 or 200 cars. So, in short, there is really a great effect of the May 11th catastrophe, the tsunami, the earthquake, plus the radiation, catastrophe here in Japan. Really affects the global economy. And so it is a challenge, especially for us here living in Japan, to move on and to look for solution. So just like in my case, I put up this English conversation school, because I'm taking the challenge, in spite of the catastrophe, in spite of the tsunami, in spite of the earthquake, in spite of the radiation problem. We must face the future. We must face the problem, and we have to take the challenge and to think how we can help the government, not only the government of Japan, but our contribution to recover the international economy. So in my case, by doing this school, I can train businessmen like you to speak English. So since you can speak English now, you can market your product internationally. So if you don't know how to speak English, so your market will be only in Japan. So since you have no buyers in Japan, because people here are unemployed, they have no job, you can use the internet. You can communicate in English and sell your products abroad, like in America, Australia, in the Philippines. So I can feel the importance
Mm.
of my eikaiwa here or my English conversation.